The name of the game is Savage Worlds, the rule set. The genre or setting atop of the Savage Worlds rule set is East Texas University. Savage Worlds, authored by Shane Hensley and Clint Black. East Texas University by Preston DeBose and Ed Wetterman. Thank you, gentlemen, for your hard work. This campaign is the second incarnation of a campaign run by our friend Corey some 3 years ago, and he ran us through freshman year, and I decided to pick the characters up and maybe learn a little more about Savage Worlds, because when you're running, it's not important that you have all the rules memorized, but you should know what's out there and how to quickly access, i.e. crack open the Suede Savage Worlds Adventurers Deluxe Edition and at least come close to the page you're looking for things like grapple and fire and ranged attacks and whatnot. So Corey, thank you so much, and I hope you continue to enjoy these recordings, which our friend Duff is putting up on the internets for us under the auspices of the Praetor's Rejects channel. Praetor's Rejects, a collective sort of hive mind of like-minded players that just love to game, and it doesn't really matter if it's Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, if it is Savage Worlds, for example, if it is a small independent game like Kids on Bikes, or something new with a kind of a different look and feel to it, such as Aliens. I think Duff is running 2 different games of Aliens concurrently on different days of the week, but you take my meaning. So whatever your wants are, whether it's to get into a game or watch some live playing or a podcast, Rime of the Frost Maiden is currently available on Apple something or Spotify. I think now currently 15 or 16 sessions have been released of Rime of the Frost Maiden. So, Duff, thank you. Thank you for letting our presence here playing East Texas University hopefully bring some curious eyes to your station, as growth should be constant and is very important. Phil Cho from DeviantArt, I want to thank you yet again for the artwork that you provide on the internet. I lifted some of it. I'll zoom into a bit of it. Oh, just some random people that I had in Maryland's used book and emporium. Just an idea of what Phil puts out. And these characters, most of them are like characters from the superheroes universes, and perhaps they're human guises in some way, shape, manner, or form, or bit players or side characters. So that's who these characters are. For me, they just represent the various occupants, personalities in and about Pinebox, Texas, a small city on the border between western Louisiana and, of course, no surprise, East Texas, bordering an area called the Big Thicket, a wonderful hodgepodge of flora and fauna and scientific and biological significance, and right close as an area of studies for these good students at East Texas University. Small college of probably about 12,000, 11,000 people if you count all of the support, the instructors and custodians and security and all of the administrative support that they provide. When last we played, as I quickly click over and reset everybody's bennies, we should see them all back up at full again. I know the players love that. The bennies being the coin of the realm in Savage Worlds. You can modify what's happening to a minor degree. You can say, I really do wish that I packed that bag of caltrops that I had Paul Vanderhorn make for me. I'll say, well, for a Benny, we'll make that happen. You can look in your backpack and you'll see that you did indeed, although you forgot, you did indeed bring that bag of caltrops. Bennies can be used to automatically get rid of the shaken condition. Bennies allow you a very important function to re-roll a missed attack, say, or some damage that you think, boy, on 2d6s I got a 3. I think I could do better if I could just re-roll. And bennies are ways that you can accomplish this. When last we were playing, we were upstairs in Mary Lynn's used books and emporium. The party had found a small hidden room that the former heroes of Pinebox, Texas, the Pinebox Protectors, had called Sanctuary, or the Sanctuary. They found a passage that related the sanctuary in a tome that they had found, hand-penned by one of the former members, a young gentleman, a student, a serious fellow named Creighton White. And this book was called, or is called, Creighton's Compendium. Just kind of a journal. I liken a little bit to Indiana Jones' father's little diary journal. Little sketches and drawings of symbols and maps, passages and riddles, with a hint, sanctuary with a question mark after it. Just a nice, and of course his handwriting is particularly a scrawl, hard to read, but the party did find their way to the second floor used bookstore room, this little hidden room full of goodies. There are a couple of shelves seem to hold ritual components and old stacks of yellowed papers, possibly some rituals. There is I believe it is a copper, could be wrong, could be silver, I will say silver, a silver ring about 5 foot across that has been securely tacked into the wood floor. And one of the budding ritualists, one of the occultists in the group, did determine that rituals cast in there might get a small bonus. Of course, they entered this room through a secret door. One of these bookshelves did have a latch and did easily swing open when that latch was disengaged. A couple chairs, table, another chair and a table, and a summoning circle in which a young woman, claiming to be one Judith Fowler, one of the original Pinebox Protectors as well, was imprisoned, as she said, by a coven of witches, looking to in some way enhance this movement of magical ley lines together, or perhaps to keep the rest of the students, these protectors, from stopping the influx of demons and other supernatural beings from flooding into this realm and just having at it and causing mischief and chaos and death and dismemberment and dismay among the people of Eastern Texas and generally the world. There's also on this wall a map of Pinebox, Texas and environs, the greater Golan County. Golan, Golan, I believe, the ancient Caddoan word for raven. And this is the name of the county in which Pinebox, Texas, and East Texas University, the two of which abut north-south, do reside. And that map had colored yarn stretched edge to edge, corner to corner, yellows and greens and blues, azures, teals, pinks, whites and blacks. These mapping these ley lines, these lines of conduits of power, I would suppose, that did crisscross, several of them in an area to the south and east of the university, in an area currently called the Burn, an ashy gray area some great conflagration, be it like a heavenly like bit of space ore may have crashed down there, or a fire, or perhaps the United States government was testing some biological weapon of some type, but nothing has grown there for 50 years. So that map does reside on that wall, giving you a hint as to the existence and at least the configuration of these ley lines many years ago. Judith Fowler, after being released by these intrepid students by erasing a small section of the chalk outline that formed this summoning circle, did collapse into a chair and became a demonic entity, grinning with a body covered with taut, gray, sort of oily flesh, spikes coming off of it where there should be no spikes, long, iron-hard claws, and a head that I liken to the Venom creature in the Spider-Man movie or comics, and just a nasty, hoofed, cloven-hoofed, fork-tailed specimen did Judith Fowler become. My friends, my players, before we get started, I'll thank you again for playing in this, the 28th session of East Texas University.
Oh, wow.
And we tend to go in a slow and detailed mode. We don't rush through these adventures. There's a lot of history and a lot of investigation, a lot of research that can really make some of these various tasks a little bit easier if you're armed with power and knowledge. Is about the most powerful facet of this game. We are playing East Texas University. I am running the Degrees of Horror plot point campaign, which not only has a series of plot points, but it also has a lot of sort of 1 or 2 sheet adventures as well. A way that these characters can gain some experience and some newfound abilities, new edges, increase their attributes. And I do, of course, run a fair number of, I guess what you would call one-sheets that are available from the PEG forum, PEG, Pinnacle Entertainment Group. And a lot of these can be downloaded either for free or for a pittance, a couple dollars. Download that PDF and integrate it and make it your own in your East Texas University game. So, my friends, I will thank you for the artwork that you provide. I think Ava is currently creating new costumes for the characters. Perhaps we'll do an icon update as we are now halfway through the sophomore year. So thank you for the back of the napkin sketches, odd videos that we drop in. I know videos of husky puppies are all the rage currently because the group has acquired a husky named Potato. And I think I thanked everybody. I think I've spoken quite enough. I will ask the players if there's anything that I have forgotten that could be key. And if not, we'll jump right into combat, as this is where we ended our last session. Anyone have anything they'd like to offer, proffer, state, jog my memory? By all means.
I don't think so. I can't remember anything in particular. Just got my holy water at the ready.
Yes.
That's what I remember.
One never knows when a little bit of that holy water may come in handy. I will. Yes.
No, I'm just trying to think. The actual ring around the room or whatever, the protection around the room to keep the supernatural out is still in place, correct? As far as we know.
You would see no reason to think that what you've done inside the confines of this room could have upset that. Now, it's possible that opening the door may reduce the efficacy of the wards, which are twofold. Number one, as stated, they keep, I will call them supernatural creatures, from crossing the boundary. But it also is a sound dampening effect. It's probably two separate rituals that were done, and that has helped the previous occupants of Sanctuary, those that used it for ritual casting and planning, as typified by the map on the wall. Some of the things probably got a little bit loud, so it was nice to not have whoever owned this bookstore, a guy named Ralph, 50 years ago, from hearing strange thumps from upstairs, that area, which they don't tend to use. It's kind of sealed off and used to store junk. So I will also be a kind and benevolent dean to the degree that somebody like me can be, and tell you that there is a floating or flying creature looking in the windows from outside the second floor facade, trying to look in. It's hard, though, because the windows up here are, I guess what you would call those antique windows, where the glass sort of loses that crystal clarity, and the glass in slow motion actually starts to run a little bit.
Is it like that weird dusty, frosty look?
50 years and the tremendous heat and humidity of the East Texas sun certainly would contribute to the sort of rapid, declarification of those windows. But it's also a fact that the windows are coated with grime, both on the inside and out. Doesn't look like anybody very often sort of sprays these second-story windows from outside and cleans them for, that there was something outside there that was trying to rub a little of that, glaze away, that grimy coating, and was not very successful, because you can't make out any details about what this creature is that's flying awkwardly and perhaps moving from window to window, hand over hand, kind of laterally, sort of crawling along the bricks that form that second story. So if there's nothing else, and if there is, jump in and interrupt, for it has been a hot minute since we were able to get together and play this, the 28th session of East Texas University. I'm going to go to the combat tracker. I'm going to type in that we are in round 0. Clear that out. And go to the next round.
We all still have our toughness, right?
Your protection spell.
Indeed, you do. Everybody's.
I just want to make sure everybody still has it.
Everybody's toughness should have, in that little, I don't know what it is. Is it a little silver shield, maybe, would make sense? I just call it like the aluminum football. For the folks in Chicago. The folks in Chicago, it reminds me of the bean, right? that big sculpture. But I do see an additional,
shiny as the bean.
Yes, an additional 2 points of toughness, and I really sort of flying by the seat of my pants and sort of flying by night here. I came up with that little way that you could activate some of the extra capabilities or opportunities from some of the swayed spells, which become rituals in East Texas University. I really liked sort of the way that we decided we would do that. It makes sense. Kind of, you add a little bit to the difficulty of the thing you're trying to cast. And if you succeed and you exceed that, usually you need 5 successes in 5 rounds. I say, with a +2, if you do 7 successes in 5 rounds, you get that little extra benefit, whether it's you can cast on multiple recipients, you can do an extra die of damage, for example, extend the duration, what have you. I like the way that just, I don't know, I think it just feels right. So, with that said, unfortunately, Judith, who is... Oh, heck, I want to type in demon, but maybe I should just type in the name of what it is. STR. Not something I could probably remember. Streilberk? Streilberk Demon? Yeah. Streilberk Demon. Unfortunately, is way down with the 3 of clubs. Everybody acts before it. And... Good. Let's get the game started right. I think I'm going to drop a Benny in his card and see if I can't do a little bit better. Maybe even get one of those rare jokers, which gives the bad guys an extra Benny. Oh, what a waste. What a waste. Well, I'm a little bit above Shep. Unfortunately, that 6 of clubs is only marginally better than the 3 of clubs. And I think I will stand pat with that. And let's see, I reset everybody's bennies. We're good. I'll go to the next combatant. The next combatant, also known as the first combatant, is Sophia. Sophia, what would you like to do? Saliva running out of this thing's mouth. He hasn't tasted flesh in quite some time.
I've been trying to remember what I have on me.
I don't think you have anything except maybe your clothes. I don't think you brought anything with you.
The only thing that I think we brought
up to war, didn't we?
The guns. I remember you and we switched super soakers. So I have the big one with the Ghostbusters pack on my back.
And I've got the little one.
And you have the pistol. So you have the small holy water gun pistol, and I have the big one.
And salt bombs. I put it in here.
I distributed like some of the salt bombs that I had, and we did the holy water thing. So I know between you and we have at least the guns.
Yes. I remember we came here expecting to like have to kill something.
Yeah,
as it has been a hot minute.
You have silver stuff as well.
Yeah.
Those fancy silver things that you spent Mir's money on.
Couple throwing. I think they were throwing knives. Silver.
Yeah.
Indigo Montoya. It's the individual, the silver craftsman in town that had those for sale.
It was like, what, 3 or 5 of those?
I think it was 3.
Oh, man.
3 of them?
Each one was 400 large, so you
that's right.
Borrowed $1,200
Yeah.
from Mir.
Shep had nothing to do with that. He owes nobody.
No, that's all on me. I made my choices. I will live with them.
Shep
no matter what the consequences
quoting
may be.
Macbeth, neither a borrower nor a lender be. But Sophia, with the King of Spades, you get to go first.
Right, no pressure.
No, none at all. This is a cuddly demon. He means you no ill will. He's happy to be free.
Yeah, that's cuddly. I'm going to throw a salt bomb.
You could do so. Let me quickly, as this is information that it always is always good to review. I'm gonna go to Poltergeist, Ghost, all sorts of good stuff here. Demons, Chupacabra.
No, I feel like we went over this at one point.
Never hurts
with like
to
silver and salt and holy water. What affected what?
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote that down somewhere, and I think it's on the old computer.
Cold iron.
Oh no!
Cold iron. Demons take an extra die of damage.
I can't find them.
Cold iron. It's not so much the temperature, but it is for cold iron. It means it was the sort of the relative purity level at which the whatever it is was smelt. They're resistant to normal weapons. Generally speaking, they take less damage. Holy water causes... They can be shaken or fatigued. Salt generally is good against geists, poltergeists, ghosts, specters, banshees, those sort of supernatural undead. but salt against a demon may simply irritate it.
Mm. So maybe I'll save that for later when I can just like rub it in its eyes or something.
Yeah, find an open wound and grind it in.
I will make an attempt with my tiny water gun.
Okay.
Holy water.
Sounds good.
So this is going to be...
That's a shooting roll. If you target him, I don't see you haven't targeted yet.
I haven't targeted now.
Oh,
and
you do indeed.
It's going to be unskilled.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Yes.
Every time.
Oh, the fact that those
Except when that happens. That's usually really good.
The fact those
That's the only time I hit anything.
Those periwinkle dice are also unfortunate as well. So although you
that is fair.
are only a D4 -2, a very weak combatant when it comes to shooting, as a wild card, as a player character, you get an extra D6, and you get to choose the higher roll on that D6 or the D4 -2. You managed to roll a 10, which is an 8. You haven't targeted. I wonder why.
Yes.
I guess it's up to me. I expected to see hit the Streilberk Demon. Nevertheless, that is a ranged attack, so 4 would be your target number. 8 would be a hit with a raise. So, demons contacted by holy water make a spirit roll or become shaken. Oh, could be fatigued as well. So let's see if Judith, aka the Streilberk Demon, can make that spirit roll. It's not really going to do any damage, but let's see. You did hit with a raise. So I think I will make this spirit check at a -1 because of that type of little -1 in the box. Let's let the dice hit the floor. Ooh, an 8 on the D8, followed by a 3. So at a spirit -1, that roll is a 10. And although you clearly sprayed to some degree that holy water, that lovely scented water, mixed a little bit with oil and little flakes of gold and silver metallic substance. You did manage to coat it pretty well, but it seems at the presence to have staved off the effect of that spray.
Okay.
Nevertheless, it was a clean hit and thoughtful and well considered, I think. Anything you would like to say besides perhaps something profane?
Please don't eat me.
You'll have to do better than that, girl. We'll go to Ava. Ava, bravely behind Shep's narrow shoulders.
So brave.
Peeking around at this demon. This demon casually casts a glance at the map on the wall, and he says, "It didn't work the first time. The second time, it surely will. Can you feel the power?"
Uh-oh. Let's see. I want to feel nothing coming from this creature here. But I do want to try and shoot it with my super soaker of holy water.
Its hands are opening and closing with long, iron-sharp, wicked claws.
Which I do have shooting, so yay.
Shooting is good. Some range time recommended. Oh. So I guess those were the periwinkle dice. I think Sophia's were bubblegum pink. Now you see that time. Yeah. You see, I see. Sophia doesn't have the demon targeted that I see.
I don't.
It is odd.
She has it targeted on my.
Yeah, she does. Okay, I had to expand that little bit of the combat tracker. It's odd.
Very small.
It is odd that with her.
It is.
With her roll, I didn't see a hit, but with yours, down in the die roller that Savage Worlds provides, I definitely see a hit. And again, the target number TN is a 4 for this.
So for
A
him,
9. A 9, I would say that's a hit with a raise. So for my saving throw, so to speak, my spirit check, I will again, because of the excellent hit, I will impose a -1 to the Streilberk Demons. Spirit roll. Oh, the Dean is sad. The Dean only got a 1.
or let's see. I'm gonna do the damage.
I don't think it really does any damage.
Oh,
But it can shake or fatigue. In this case, it does both, which is unfortunate because fatigue is sort of like damage in that it reduces the sort of the power of the beings that are so affected. Go to the main page now.
okay.
Shaken or fatigued by holy water, so confirmed. So let's see. There's no apply button here, so I guess it's up to me to apply.
Oh, yeah.
All I can do is remove it. I will remove it, and I will activate those buttons on my own.
Manual stuff.
Fatigue.
Right.
-1.
Cool.
Shaken.
So.
Indeed, he is shaken. Oh, I do so like the way that you get a little shaken up on top. It's just a nice visual reminder. So Ava, perhaps it was the combination of both super soakers that did provide this effect, for they both happened more or less simultaneously. It's really hard to tell which one worked and which one didn't. Perhaps they both did. Hard to say. But you have achieved your goal of shaking it. You've only moved 1 square. You get 6 squares of movement should you wish to move further. Perhaps stride up boldly and engage it hand-to-hand next round. Then again, perhaps not.
Oh, yeah, right. Let's see. I will step back now that I've done something to it that seems to have weakened it, and the window that we see the creatures coming from are just south of us, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
In fact, this room has 2 such windows. Indeed.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I see. And then the door that we came through is it still open?
It is.
Okay.
It just it was a product of superior engineering. Once that you disengage the lock mechanism, the latch, 2 fingers, a pressure applied, and it just nice and smoothly swung open, kind of like a door.
Okay. And that was from the outside, was it?
Yes. The bookcase that is the secret door is in the other room. The room that's full of rat urine and defecation and feces and dust, debris and spider webs, broken furniture, books and boxes of old records marked with the years gone by.
Right. Well, I'm going to leave that alone for now, but I do want to move over to a window and maybe wipe it down to see if I can't get a clearer view of what is happening outside. So that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll go over here.
Okay.
Just so that I can see, and if I can see what's outside or not, and then outside of that is the end of my turn.
Okay, very good. What would you like to wipe it with?
The sleeve of the jacket.
Oh, that Shep's sweatshirt. You gotta get all grimy.
It's the only cloth I've got right on my body.
Yeah. judging from the fact that usually the clothes are returned to him smeared with blood, I would say a little bit of grime isn't too bad.
A little bit of dust isn't so bad.
Now, as the being or the individual that is hovering around outside could be at, I would say, any one of the 3 windows. I'm just going to randomly, as it has been going from window to window to window, hoping to get a view of what's going on. I'll just say on a 5-6, it's that window. It is not. It is not. You see no shadow. You look out into the warm Pinebox, Texas evening. The last few rays of light as the sun goes down over the horizon, still providing some illumination, as do the staggered old town street lamps out on the street. You make out a bit of the, I would call it an awning, but it's actually a solid protuberance from the front of the building that forms a little overhang over the front door. You look down, you see the shingled roof from your 2nd floor perch, and you're looking out, and I imagine you see the moon and some clouds. Unless there's something specific you want to look for.
Well, the wherever she last saw, I guess, the shadow of the creature, she's just gonna try and figure out what the heck it is that's outside.
Okay. You see that something on the outside has done similar to that which you have done, which is to sort of try to create a viewing lens of, I don't know, about maybe a 12 inches, about a foot, smeared and smudged, but you don't see whatever that being is currently at that window. I will give you a notice roll.
Okay. Notice.
The periwinkle dice.
Yeah.
The notice is a 9. You, with that success, with a raise, I will say that you hear scratches at the window that is not next to you, but rather the window that is looking into the room outside of this secret sanctuary. A little scratch on the window glass. Perhaps a thump as perhaps it gains purchase with a foot on the windowsill outside.
So I'll use the last of my movement, which I have 8, so there was one over to shoot it, and then 1, 2, 3, and then I'll do 1, 2, 3. Wait.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you can just clear the lintel of that door.
Yeah, right there, right? Because I scooched 1, then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2.
Very good.
Leaving so soon, girl.
I don't want none of that. I love you guys. Good luck.
And I should really try to look up some German, but we'll call it a Streilberk. Eyes you hungrily, Shep. As it said at the end of the last session, it has been so long since it has tasted flesh. Its oily gray skin taut over its bone structure.
No.
Yes,
I don't like grandmas, and you smell like old used Depends. Big duty Judy. No.
It is going to strike at you high across the chest and the neck and the throat with its right claw, and then is going to attempt to gouge you with sort of an underhand up under the lower floating ribs with its left claw, I suppose, as it does have improved frenzy and can strike twice without taking that -2 penalty. It is fatigued. It shook off its shaken. I saw the Fantasy Grounds API automatically roll upon its turn.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
The rules are unclear as to what it does to its fatigue status. Other statuses go away when you're shaken. But I'm going to say...
Not with fatigue, because if we get fatigue, it goes through.
I'm going to say the fatigue has to stay. But it is nevertheless in control of its actions. And it is going to strike a wicked barbed claw attack. First, the lateral strike.
And Shep is praying to a higher power.
A parry of 5. It says you have. Let me pull you up and see, did we put your toughness up? Yes, your toughness. So that is going to matter. I think that was well planned and very well executed, that casting of that armor or that protection ritual. And did you make yourself sparkly, or did you give yourself... Okay, one of you has Wonder Woman, or was that...
Sparkly?
Or was that Erica?
Sophia's Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's right.
Ching, ching.
Squirrel
Girl.
Squirrel Girl. And I don't remember what.
Oh, you were Gambit.
Yeah, there we go.
Who are you?
It just struck me.
Gambit.
He's playing an X-Men character.
Oh, very good. Very good. So a parry of 5. He hits, and let's see about some of that sweet damage. Can it get through your increased toughness? It does, but only to the point of being shaken. I'm going to have a hard time injuring you, but certainly shaking you is an important first step. It's going to do another attack, but before he does, would you like to burn a Benny to remove that shaken condition? You do go next in the order.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. Shaken doesn't allow them to hit me any easier, correct?
It does not. It simply limits your options. It means that you can only flee and speak, I guess, as a free action. Flee, including running.
As long as it doesn't prevent me from getting, or as long as it doesn't prevent me from not.
It does prevent.
Yeah.
It does not.
You get what I mean.
I will apply the shaken status. I see a little shaken symbol to the upper right of your icon as well. It's awful nice, a nice little reminder as it will attempt to claw you again. This is the sort of open palm up strike right up under the floating ribs. A 6 and a 6. A 6 on its wild die. Yes, it is a wild card. Gets to roll an additional die. A 7. It's a hit, sadly not with a raise. I'm really going to have to hit you with a raise in order to do any damage.
That's fine.
I'll hold that. I'll hold that thought for now and consider it next round, as not only the players but also the Dean also has a nice handful of bennies that it can burn. But get the feeling that it considers you to be lesser beings, and it is in fact toying with you at present. And
Ship's still reaching out for the divine.
The damage on that mere hit, not a hit with a raise, is going to be a 1 and a 3. Really? Unharmed. You are shaken. I will apply that. I thought I did apply. I did, because it said you were shaken.
Yeah.
Okay. I think what this does is it shakes you again. I thought the API would compute that automatically. You were shaken. So additional shake should actually do a wound, if I'm to understand the
but doesn't it have to? Because your additional hit
unharmed.
was unharmed, so
You're
the
right.
original shaking is from the first.
You're right. I got past your toughness on
Yeah.
the first claw damage. This one did not. Yeah, you managed to turn away.
I'd like to keep my guts, please.
Yes, please.
Keeping your torso intact is usually recommended. So unharmed, I will apply, and that should do no additional effect. What else would he say? The ley lines grow close. I can feel them. And I'll go to the next combatant, Shep. Shep, you automatically unshake with a successful spirit roll, as the hope was. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm trying to remember ranged attacks. Do I get any sort of negative for being this close?
Oh, let's see. I think the target number for a ranged attack is going to continue to be 4, even if you are right up next to it. Depending upon what the weapon is.
Oh, we're bouillabaisse. I am straight up slapping her with some fish stew.
Have at it.
I have said the magic word.
I heard you. Although I wouldn't have made that count. If it was conversational, say you were trying to tell me what your intent was.
Bouillabaisse.
So you pull out this small, almost like a bluish white veined mother of pearl coin, kind of like about the size of a collector's silver dollar, but it has a brass band around it that would keep its edges from being chipped. Were you to drop it. And yeah, you activate it, you say the magic word, bouillabaisse, and I believe it is a spirit roll at -0 to activate because it is a form of the bolt spell.
Yeah, and I haven't used it at all.
Going to spray hot fish soup and little razor sharp triangles, almost like shark's teeth, serrated, of oyster and clam.
I am going to...
A 3 won't do it.
Yeah, I am going to Benny that.
Oh, that D8 was it looked like it was sitting on its edge. I didn't know which way it finally fell, but it must have fallen on the 4 because I see with a land it goes up to a 6.
Yep.
Which is a hit. Yay. And you can apply that 2d6 of hot fish soup damage.
3d6.
Okay. 11.
Please tell me that gets past her toughness. Because it did not. Oh, I don't have her targeted. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, it gets past his toughness. His toughness is 6. So 11 points of damage. Do I subtract his toughness from that damage? Or is it just damage straight up? And why is it 3d6? You know what? It should have only been 2. It only should have been 2d6. I think you got a raise the last time that you used it. And so what we'll do...
Maybe. I don't know.
Just to see how that works, we're going to bring up Shep. Go over to your powers. I remember. Right. It's at 3d6. I think what we do...
Okay, yeah, you're right.
We go and we go to the...
I just don't know how to take it off.
Let's see. Do we right click there and say not create power, create sub power? Attack info, I believe. It says 3d6. Oh, let's
Okay.
reduce that. 3d6 is
2d6.
much too much. Much too much damage. And it goes down to 2. I will
roll
dismiss
it.
that. And before we do that, do you have him targeted? Because I would like to see.
I'm going to. Is it target?
It's yes. Yes, I see him targeted. Okay. It's only fair since he's targeted you. Or she, as you can call him. Her. Since Judith was the original.
Judith.
Can drop those 2d6 of damage. Oh,
I will.
oh, that is unfortunate. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate.
Glorious.
A wound. That was a good roll.
Yep.
That was delightful.
I'm wondering how you rolled a 7 on a d6, but it's apparent to me that you maxed it. And then and then I saw that third die hit the table as well. I will apply that damage. That is I think I can soak at any point. But I think I will take advantage of that free roll should it happen. Or it just depends upon, since it's the end of the round, depends upon the order that everybody else.
If you're not soaking, I'm moving back a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to try to grab hold of, or would that count as an extra action? If I try to grab Sophia's hand and yank her back with me.
I'll say you grab her hand, but since she's cat-a-corner to you,
because I started there, so
I would say yeah. I mean, yeah, Sophia. If you want to move back, I will permit it. Since you really
I'm
didn't.
perfectly fine with that. Yes.
Yeah, you really didn't move on your action, and I'm going to apply said.
I'll go ahead and yes.
Said wound from a ritual that Shep performed the invocation off of a talisman. I always have a hard time remembering that word, talisman. But for some reason it's stuck in my mind this time. So, okay, we're at the end of round 1.
Yeah, I just hit.
Oh! That's nice.
I am going to...
That's nice. Streilberk. With a jack way at the top. Everyone else down 9-7.
I don't think this is going to help me much, but I've got to try to get...
As always, players that want to improve their card, their initiative order, can drop a Benny and get a reroll.
I didn't get much, but...
from a 2 to a 5, still at the bottom.
Yep.
We'll let that stand.
Well, we'll try. Let's see.
Oh, Sophia.
Never mind.
Sophia does worse. Gets a 3 instead of a 7. And the 7 stands. How about you, Ava? Would you like to burn one of your precious resources?
I think I'm okay where I
am. Very good. Says the girl from outside. Okay, let's make sure that the Streilberk, who is shaken, wounded, and fatigued. In one round, not a good round for the good guys. Y'all, on the other hand, are fine. There is his, looks like a success. The shaken status was indeed removed. Which is yes, his pace is a 6. I'm going to make an intelligence roll just to see if he picked up on. Let's make a smarts roll. Yeah, a 6 will pass. 1. Everybody's targeting him. There's like all these arrows aiming at the poor demon. 2, 3, 4, 5. With his with the breadth of his shoulders, he is going to position himself strategically, for he does indeed know that he may not be able to breach this door physically.
Am I allowed to say that word now, ladies?
What?
What word was that?
What's it start with?
Oh my god.
Does it start with a B?
Yep.
Yeah. The demon will claw again. It has Shep in his sights. 7 is a hit. Not with a raise.
No.
Not with a raise. Can I just say rats? Well, no, the rats are in the other room. So he will, with his first strike, try to deal some damage. Let's hope for some big numbers. A 3 and a 5 is better than it was. I have shaken you, Shep. I have not been able to pierce that armor, that magical incantation, that glowing Gambit. What does Gambit look like? Does he look like a card player?
Yeah, it's the one that throws the cards.
Are you dressed in like the Old West, like an Old West leather
He's got a
coat?
long
trench
he's got a
coat.
long trench coat.
He's
There you go.
Okay.
He's Cajun.
There you go.
Okay.
He is Cajun. I have a set photo in our chat.
I have shaken you. If you would like, you can remove that status. Actually, let me apply it, and then if you wish to do something before the second attack, I will certainly give you that opportunity.
No, I'm going to play the cards the way they are right now, like we did the last time, because
they lay. I like it. I like it. These are precious. Benny's second claw. I think he's going to try to stab downward into your thigh. He's trying to figure out why you look like somebody from the Old West. He has counted the years and knows, give or take what year it is. I think you even told him when under the guise of Judith. She asked, how long? Oh, a 2 and a 2? This is horrible. This is terrible.
Ow.
You still get the feeling that he is toying with you. He grins.
Oh, yeah.
And that grin, the corners of his mouth almost extend like from where his ear would be to where his other ear would be. And I will go to the next combatant. Ava.
Don't like that. So that's happening over there. Have I caught a glimpse of the shadow that's outside of the window?
Sure have. Pull up the I believe I had a token for this devil. And I use the phrase lightly. It's not there. I think I'll put him under monsters, maybe. It would make sense. Did what I do make sense? No. Could always use that one. But no. I prefer to just take a quick look and see if I can't find him. Don't think I put him there. No, but there's a token of an imp that I could use, in a clutch. It's not under miscellaneous, although there is a copying machine under miscellaneous. Oh, that's unfortunate. Wonder where I put it. It's not under any of these. Maybe I'll do an image. Campaign.
Little demon.
HM. Oh, you know what? No, I'll take one more look because I'm thinking I don't know how to spell. I'm thinking I was looking under B's when it should have been P's. N-P. No, there's that zombie, baboon that you fought. Named. Try one more look. Oh, the next page. I had to go to the second. Oh, there he is. A cute little devil. So to speak.
Oh.
Sorry that took so long, you know.
He's got one eye.
He's so cute.
Oh, man.
You see what vaguely looks like a head that is bat-shaped with one glowing eye, even though you have not provided that cleaning gesture to the inside of this window. To the outside of the window, this being certainly has, and you see it's diffused and it's shadow-like, but you do see something kind of trying to get a real good look at what's going on in there.
Alrighty then. I will call out to my friends. What's on the other side of this glass trying to peer in?
Are you asking them? I'm not sure they know.
No, I'm calling out to them and telling them, "Hey, I know what's outside now."
I mean the picture that I provided, by virtue of a token, is perhaps gives you a little more clarity than you should probably have, but certainly you can make the shape of the head. It's long and elongated with large bat-like ears, and of course one glowing red eye where there, quote unquote, should be two on this cyclopsian being. And of course you can probably see the angled shape of at least one wing extruding from its back.
I'm going to give as much description as I can see through the foggy window, and which I think that she would probably describe as a one-eyed imp outside the building.
4 of them.
Very good. Very good.
And I think that, let's see, I have my slingshot with cold iron sling bullets. So I think I'm going to use that against this demon now.
Wow, you just started working at Mary Lynn's used books and emporium, and you're going to break a window?
No, not a window, at the demon in front of Ship.
Very good. Wait, when you said demon, I misunderstood which demon.
Not the devil outside the window, but the actual
the
devil inside.
The devil you know,
demon.
devil inside. Apologies to InXS. Right, the demon you know instead of the demon you don't. Make sure you target said Streilberk, and
yes.
Sure. Cold iron, eh?
Cold iron.
We know cold iron.
So I got a hit. Yay!
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yes, a 4 will hit.
Oh!
You see, you were a bit too quick to do that roll, though, because
oh no!
because I would have been happy to apply an extra d6 of damage because it's cold iron, but sadly you didn't do that. But
darn.
Since I am benevolent, and that's more, I mean, Fantasy Grounds, it might have been possible for me to make those cold iron in the record stat block it would have automatically generated that. I'm happy to say that damage instead of an 8 was, why don't you just pick up a d6 and roll it? And we'll just add a d6. Oh, my
6.
goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Another 6.
Yeah. Can I take back that I ever said that?
No.
No. When the DM wishes, he just went with his first gut feeling.
Well, my gut feeling was to be nice and give you the benefit of that extra d6. That won't happen again. On top of the 8, I will apply an additional 15, and if my maths is right, that would change that to 23 points of damage. That would would be in total 4 wounds. That would incapacitate. That would cause me to try to burn some bennies. Mm-hmm. Nightsteed, question?
No, I'm just going. I hope you aren't able to burn all 3 of those wounds.
Okay, so let's see.
You never know.
Wound -1.
What to expect.
I'm going to have to dig into the DM's resources. My own personal cache. 5 is only a success.
Oh, Divine, if we make it through this, I will follow the path they needed.
It turns around and leers at you, Ava. If it had gotten a next action, it would have tried to close and latch the open door, but he wouldn't have been able to reach that door to grab hold of it and pull of it because he is sort of stuck to this room. He reels about and leers at you, Ava, and he says, "You can't stop what is coming." And as he turns to dust, the coming, ming, echoes slightly.
Oh, no. Oh. Wow.
Good job, Ava. That was awesome.
I did a thing. Yay.
Ava, you might want to come back in here if you saw what was out there.
There was something scary out there, yes. And
make me a straight up notice roll.
Sure. Notice.
A success.
7.
The shadowed figure with the large bat-like ears, as best as you can tell, seems a little more agitated now. Perhaps it's jerking from side to side and trying desperately to get a good solid look in.